David, All Greek to me is a newcomer for your stable. I imagine you didn't need the phrase book to assess what he's been doing at his trials. He's looked very good.
Yeah, very happy with his trials, and all his trials have been either down the straight at Chung Fa or down the straight here at Sha Tin. So I think he's been well schooled for the race, and it looks like he has a liking for the straight.
He's had the 3 trials. Has he been a horse that's sort of been quick to come to hand?
Yes, yeah, he's a strong horse, he's one of my first new horses to run this season.
Just on he's sort of prepped for the race, if you will. I mean, he's also won a trial in Australia. He did that quite nicely from what I could gather.
Yeah, the trial in Australia was very impressive. He's a priced bloodstock horse, and I think he'll do well in Hong Kong.
And obviously with him, he's talking about sort of new horses and fresh horses coming to Hong Kong. Do you feel you've got a good team to sort of go to war with some young talent now?
I think so. They'll all start gradually stepping out over the next few weeks. It's pretty hard to get into the Class 4s at the moment, but with the typhoon. But hopefully they'll start racing through November.
And just the addition of that tongue tie for the debut, was there anything that sort of caught your attention to suggest you needed to put that on?
He just plays with the bit a bit, and it's a bit of insurance that he doesn't get his tongue over the bit on game day.
He's by Scissor Kick. Now, there was an interesting story, obviously, regarding him. Obviously, Giga Kick winning big recently, but he's an interesting stallion to come to Hong Kong, this horse.
Yeah, look, he was chosen off the trials that he did in Australia and gallops. But, he's proven he can get a very good horse. He's probably got one of the top sprinters in the world at the moment, so that'll do me.
David, SNAFFLES looks a rather interesting runner on Sunday's card. Plenty of interesting newcomers, but yours is a listed winner. How's he acclimatised to Hong Kong?
He's taken a bit of time. He developed a splint on arrival, so he didn't race last season. The owner's been very patient. He's a lazy horse that gives me the impression he'll be best seen at 2,000 metres.
You've tried him up, I don't want to say extensively, but he's had plenty for the process of education, I suppose. Have you been happy with the way he's just progressed through them?
I thought his first few trials were a bit average, but the last trial at Happy Valley, he didn't get a lot of room, and it showed me that he's probably ready to get racing. And
sort of, did he need the gelding operation, or was there never a need to sort of keep him a colt, because he has been gelded since you've had him?
Look, he was a bit colty in the stable, and when he developed the splint, I thought it was an ideal time to geld, so we gelded him. Most horses are better than geldings in Hong Kong.
For sure. Gate 1, blinkers as well. Are you happy with where he's placed?
Yeah, the blinkers might come off as he goes out in distance, but just to help him be a bit more competitive. The tempo here is a lot different than Ireland. And I just feel that for him to keep up, that'll help him a bit.
Yeah, for sure. And we look forward to seeing him. Obviously, it is Sousa Ladies Purse Day, and with a sort of theme through, whether it be a female lady or a female equine. I want to ask you about Bonza Perla, because there's been obviously a bit of news about her. How's she progressing, David? She's obviously a very talented filly.
Yeah, she trials on Tuesday on the turf. It's only a first trial, but I'm hoping to have her racing probably in December.
I saw a story aired recently saying that, sort of fillies and mares have to be sort of strong and sort of, good eaters, etc., etc. Is she all of that?
Yeah, she licks the bin, and she showed she had that toughness in her racing in Australia. She raced well against the boys, and that caught my eye. So I certainly think she's going to win races, and hopefully she can be around Derby time.
Well, you know what it takes to win one of those with a filly.
Yeah, let's hope she's as good.
Vincent, SENOR TOBA is your ride in the feature race this weekend, the Sousa Ladies Purse. You had a sit on him last time. What was your assessment of the horse?
Yeah, nice horse, long distance. Of course, 18 is still a little bit too short for him, but definitely better than a mile. Last time was a nice run, and last start should even bring his fitness up, and towards December, of course, in the class.
He started slowly last time, Vincent. I mean, it was the first time you've ridden him. Was that sort of, were you aware of that possibly as a trait with him, or was he just a little bit sort of half asleep as the gates opened?
Yeah, sometimes he just been too quiet even, you know, try to wake him up, he's still a fraction slow. But I think we had a couple of jump outs at the 1800 and he has been much better. So, but you know, from what I draw, probably didn't really help. Even he jumped better. We probably have to sit a bit, you know, be a bit more quieter. But no, he should run well.
And how much do you expect him to have come on from that debut run this season? Have the vibes been good from Casper and the team?
Yeah, I actually jumped him out yesterday, and he felt good. So no, it's good. It's good. Happy with him. Yeah.
It's only a small field. It's only a field of 10, but you're drawn 9. How does that sort of play out in your mind at this stage going into the race?
Yeah, as I said, from you know 9 out of 10, I probably have to be a bit quieter in the field early part. But of course, he can handle 2-4. 18 is not a problem if you know, he should run a really good race.
Yeah, it does look like a competitive open sort of race. As we are at the moment, Friday morning you were due to trial Golden 60. That didn't materialise, so we'll wait for that clash with California Spangle. But how is the horse? He did gallop though on Friday morning. Were you pleased with Golden 60?
Yeah, I just want everyone to wait and see in the race. You know, I didn't want to bring him out and, you know, have everyone, you know, having expectation or whatever. You know, everyone can just wait. No, it's actually the track is terrible. You know, been after the typhoon, been raining, a bit misty for 2 days, and we didn't want to risk anything. You know, there's still plenty of time, and you know, we can always trial him in a better grounding. You can't really test horses out on this track anyway. You know, it's either get kickbacks or they're too sticky on the, might pull the shoe or whatever. It's not worth it. So it's better just wait.
Zach Beauty Eternal created a rather impressive impression last time out. You must have been quite taken by that.
Yeah, it was a good effort. Obviously, he drew wide, couldn't get in, and did a really good job. He bashed up a lot of slow horses, but he looked good doing it.
Seemed to travel well throughout the race, Zach. Was that something that sort of impressed you, or did that take you by a little bit surprised with him, given it was his first run?
He travelled a little bit too keenly in his trials, so I thought that he might want to roll along a little bit in the race, but obviously I thought I'd have cover and having to hold him back off the heels of a horse in front of me, but he certainly didn't see any cover out where he was.
He has had a recent trial. Talk me through that, because he was prominent throughout, but looked at the line strong.
Yeah, he slipped a little bit when he come out, and then obviously rolled forward. And as you've seen the trial, when he got on the bit, he got his head down and really wanted to go. So that's a tendency he's got at the moment. At race speed, hopefully he can just start to put it together a little bit more. So we're just wanting to break cleanly and just get into a nice rhythm and give him his chance again.
Kind of barrier this time around. I guess that's certainly going to be a positive as well. Yeah,
I haven't studied the race yet, so I'm not sure what type of position we're going to take, but that will also depend on how he begins. And you know, C+3 can sometimes be tricky, and you know, obviously we've had a little bit of rain this week, so the track might be a little bit funny as well. So there's a few things to think about.
One stallion that's really making his name here in Hong Kong through perhaps one horse in particular is Star Spangled Banner. He's another one. You obviously ride California Spangle. Any sort of similarities between the pair?
They've both got lovely actions. They both move really well. They cover a lot of ground. Yeah, it's, you know, they're nice to sit on, and you know, they're both doing well.
You must love pulling Patrick Kwok's colours on as well. Obviously some good memories in those silks.
Yeah, of course. Whenever I can ride for the family, I always appreciate that. Got a lot of history there, and you know, hopefully I can deliver for them again, and hopefully this horse can just continue to progress as he goes, and you know, who knows where he's going to end up.
Silvestre, KEEFY is a horse that I wanted to talk to you about. He's clearly a very smart horse. What was your first impression of him last time?
He ran a good race, you know. Obviously we've been very unlucky with the gate he's been get for the last time, and but you know, I'm very confident the horse has come out the race well, and he should improve from the last race, you know.
Just on that race, I mean, he looks a really tenacious type of horse, loves a battle, and I mean, he was only beaten really by a couple of really nice horses, so I guess the form there is there for everyone to see.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, obviously, you know, that day I couldn't ride him any different, you know, the way the race panned out for him, but this time, and I'm near the favour, and I presume Tony Cruz horse will be the favourite in my outside, and you know, as a list we have a tag into the race, and but yeah, no, he done everything professional, and he should improve, and I look forward to, you know.
Given his running style, is that barrier sort of crucial, do you think, for him, drawn in 3?
Absolutely, yeah, and you know, he's been so unlucky, like, you know, and you know, you think that way, the way he ran last time, and if he had got a better gate this time, it could be different, but we just have to play the way he is, and we just have to work out from the gate we got.
How's he felt since then, Silvestre? I noticed you've had a sit on him in track work.
Yeah, he feels good, and he's a very enthusiastic horse, and you know, he pleases you in the morning, so you know, he's a very straightforward.
The 4-year-old series always a big deal here in Hong Kong. I imagine he's a horse that you'd like to sort of stay with throughout, if possible.
Absolutely. I like to stay on his right side, and you know, I hope he can take me to places.
Do you think he's a horse who can get over a little bit more ground? I mean, he runs over 1600 this week. He is going up in trip. Do you feel he's a horse who will get a bit further in due course?
Yes, and you know, I think he's a horse. He's improving, and you know, I hope he can get to the top level.